Today I'm going to show you what it's like to candle these eggs at about a week and a half after putting in the incubator. So I candled them actually on Sunday, which was exactly a week after, and today is Wednesday, but I didn't get a chance to tape this on Sunday because I wanted to avoid the children in here. However, I have two rows that I'm going to show you. One is the three of them that these three didn't have anything in them, and I want to show you how you see, especially in the super dark one, because these are really hard to candle. And then these three all were really good, so I made sure to note that these were ones we should check on. I'm doing this because I really want to show you, and we'll talk about it with the dark egg. But because dark eggs are so difficult to candle, what we do is you trace a line with a pencil, and I just use a normal mechanical pencil, I find those work easier, around the air sac, and we'll see that when we're doing it, so that you can trace the air sac. The air sac will get bigger week by week as you get towards incubation and hatching time, and then if the air sac is getting bigger, you know that there is in fact a chicken there. So I wanted to show you these, and we'll go through and see what we can see. First, I am going to show you how we candle the easiest egg. So, oh, look at that right away. So this is that really light egg, and you can see when I put the candler, I put it on the wide end with the air sac, and you can see that it is very blatantly obvious that there are blood vessels in there. So that's how you know that there's definitely a chick. Now let's see if we can get this chick to do and show us some movement. Oh. And it's always really fun if you can tap on it and get them. And it's really fascinating because sometimes you'll notice some of them are really sleepy. Others of them are just kicking up an absolute storm. Try and find the darkest spot. You see the darkest spot there. And it's interesting how it's, there we go, different from what I can see and what the camera is seeing. But, oh no, camera, stop. It's not focusing. There we go. Now, do you see that movement down in there? It's really tiny. And actually, I can see it on my phone, but not in person. So you see that spot? Oh, there we go. Now that baby's excited. You can see it moving around. This is like the very best part because it's basically chicken ultrasound, and it's so awesome. So you can see them moving around, and as these get a little bit older, we'll be able to see actual feet and beaks and actual parts that you can tell what is there and watch them move around and do silly things as you're candling. And it is, I've been doing this for 8 years, I think. And I still love it every single time because it is so much fun. So this is one of those light eggs. And real quick here, I'm going to switch, as we've talked about. I do this in my interior bathroom so you get to see the fun of the sink. I'm going to show you how you know it doesn't have anything. So this one, even though it's been out for a few days, you can see completely through there. And even, 2 days ago, it was completely obvious that there were no anything in it. And you can see the difference. This is an empty egg that was an X, and the other one has developed. And then I'll show you what I hope still is in there. I labeled it. Let's see if we can see it. Called the Ring of Death. Yep, there we go. So in this one, and it's not showing up as well today as it did on Sunday, unfortunately, but sometimes you will see, and you can kind of see it on here. Sorry for trying to move around. There's a line right about here, and that is where an embryo started to develop, and it's moving around. It's on the bottom, so it's kind of hard to see. That is where the embryo started to develop, and then it failed. The embryo failed really early in its development for whatever reason, usually a genetic reason or something wrong. And so when you see that ring of death, that means that there is not anything in there. It started and then it was not viable, and it didn't hatch. And then next I'm going to show you the difference between an empty, super dark egg and a super dark egg that has a chick in it. So this is, you can't see it particularly well in the candling, but I showed you on the things. This is a really, really dark black copper Moran egg, beautiful chocolate brown. But you can see, because I can see completely all the way through it. There's nothing dark. All the light spots in the shell, there's light shining through. So that's how I know that this one definitely doesn't have a chick in it. So let's move on now to a blue egg, because the darker tinted eggs that aren't completely dark can be a bit difficult to see through. So I want to see what we can do, and it's fascinating because it is so much easier to see on the camera with the phone than it is with just my eyes. In fact, I think I may start, if I have any doubts on anything, I'm going to start using my camera and videoing it to try and see better. It goes, yep, you can see it moving around. If it would just stay in focus for me. You can see that baby moving around in there. And now I'm going to show you, last thing I'll show you today is the super dark black chocolate brown black copper Moran egg. So you see on this one, there's a big dark spot. It's not completely transparent like the other one was, where there was light shining all the way through. So even though we can't see the individual veins, though I can on the phone and I can't in person, even though you can't see the individual veins like you can in the lighter color eggs, you can still see that the light isn't shining all the way through. So that we know that there is a chick in there that is showing, and we can see it. So, and then you'll also see on this one, so what I mean by tracing, oh, there we go. We've got a little something popping out. What I mean by tracing the air sac, so you see that there's the really light and then kind of the medium dark. So the medium dark is the white of the egg, and the really light is the air sac. So what I did on that 1 week, and you want to candle first 7 days, 14 days, get those all candled. And what you want to do is you want to trace this air sac line so that you can see it getting bigger and bigger as it keeps growing.